Let's go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Enlightrepreneurs show. This is Justin Minott. I'm here with Reinhart, the Director of Community at the Loading Dock. An amazing human, great friend of mine doing beautiful work. Clark, so good to have you here.
Love you, man. It's so good to be here. Thanks so much for taking the time to make this happen.
Of course.
As people will probably come to find out here as we spend some time together, it's just fun. We get to do crazy things, bounce crazy ideas off each other, and just see what sticks. So thanks again.
I think on my end that we have a pretty solid bromance. I don't know, and we'll get there. You don't have to say you love me on tape necessarily. Actually,
I've said it to other people, but I don't think I've actually said it to you.
Okay.
That's true. And I think if you put my top of my head on your bottom of your head, it would be the hairiest human head of all time, right?
Of all time, like, we would win.
Yeah. So think about right.
Let's think about a Photoshop opportunity here. So
yeah, maybe as a part of this.
Right. Perfect. That's some good marketing. So Clark, what I want to know from you, and just to reiterate to your community, because this is going to your people, what is the vision of Loading Dock? And how does that look right now in the time of Corona? If you could just hit a couple of those big topics.
Yeah, if I was just in a few words, this space is about people. It's about collaboration. It's about business, but it's really at the end of the day about people. Like when I stay up at night and I think about how fortunate I am to be a part of this community, it's way less about the revenue we bring in, the kinds of space. Those things are important, how we set the table for people, right? But it's really about the folks who sit around the table with us and who have trusted us. I hope because we've been a good partner for them and built the kind of relationship as neighbors, as friends, as co-conspirators and colleagues, but also allowed them to grow and thrive and reach some of the goals that they've set for themselves, both personally and professionally.
So what type of people
if this was just about, one more time?
So what type of people are you attracting? Like what's the, man, you are home when you hit the Loading Dock. What's the type of person, business? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, it typically, statistically, it's the company that's, 1 to 15 people. But I think one cool thing about the Loading Dock is we're trying to not just create a space that is diverse racially, diverse in terms of age, diverse in terms of gender, but also diverse in terms of industry. My perception of co-working and really my experience prior to coming on staff, but even still, like as I've toured the Southeast, as I've gone around our city, it's pretty white, male, and tech driven. Right. And that's not a criticism on my friends.
No, it's an observation.
But it's just an observation. It's been my experience. It's also been an observation that people have pointed out. And I think co-working is an incredible vehicle, one of a few vehicles that allows us to create a better type of future, again, both personally and professionally. And so those teams that are, generally regionally based, we do have a few larger teams that are not based in the Southeast, but most of our folks are doing business, the majority of their business in the Triangle or in the region. And more, again, kind of the second part of your question, in light of Corona, we're starting to see what we would have called enterprise level teams start to connect here because most of the people are here, flexibility. We try to have a premium, professional, approachable workspace. And that approachable piece is twofold. We want to have an approachable culture. So it's when you walk in, it feels like there's already a thickness of relationships that will welcome you into, that someone pulls out a chair for you at the table, literally and metaphorically, and says, hey, there's a spot for you here. And then also approachable from a price standpoint. We want to make sure that co-working is accessible. We're not a pay what you can space, but those are some of the words and the kind of ethos that happens behind the scenes to where, we want to be the kind of space that a lot of different people, I would like to say all, are able to access. And even if it's for a time and they launch off into something else that's, even more incredible, that's awesome. And that's important to us.
Man, and this is exactly
it's a launching pad, right? Like, and sometimes, I've even seen our friends at the chamber, and if they're listening to this, I love you, you're great. But I think in a lot of ways, when people move here, especially, or they're thinking about doing business here, starting a company, connecting with people, they come to the co-working space now, whereas maybe they used to come to the Chamber of Commerce first.
Right.
So we're kind of living in this space in between, but it's the kind of space that you check out and like, is this the kind of city that I could see myself being in? You'll come to a loading dock in HQ, a Re-City, a Provident 1898, an American Underground, to just say like, what's going on? What are people doing? Who are my potential connections, business to
Right.
business, but also people to people?
Right. It's a great way to get your finger on the
Yeah.
pulse. And it should be a good taste of the types of entrepreneurs that are in the city,
You would
especially
hope.
in a space like yours where you're so intentional about, man, who's missing at the table. So let's
Yeah,
talk
and
a little
I
bit.
don't know.
Oh,
I mean, one thing I would say, if you don't mind me just
yeah.
interjecting really briefly before we move on, Justin, but we haven't got it all right. So I don't want to play like we're out here and we're knocking it out of the park. This is very much a space that's dynamic, that changes month to
Yeah.
month, but that also has more space at the table for more and more people. My
Yeah.
friend Maggie Kane is doing incredible work at the place at the table. And, she's continued to remind me that, we have an opportunity and a responsibility to create larger and larger tables for more and more people.
Yes, yes, yes. And that fits so well. So let's chat a little bit about our partnership and what we're rolling out here. So I'm with the Enlightrepreneurs. We have this group called the Commonwealth, where we're bringing these people together to network and meet other people from various backgrounds, get coached, get loved up, and meet the right people. And one of the big pieces that we were noticing from the beginning is this lack of access, right? And so you're doing that physically at the loading dock, but just this lack of access to network and lack of access to connections and those types of resources. So what we're working on now together and what we're excited to roll out to your community is 25 spots to join this digital community.
That'd be awesome.
Of world changers. These are like-hearted, big-hearted, impact-centered folks. And if that's you, it'll be a great fit. What are you excited about with this partnership? How do you see the overlap here?
I mean, a lot of different things, right? We've never done a good job, like just confessionally, of creating a virtual community. A lot of our events were connected to our workspace. And I used to joke, internally and externally, that like we are much more than a workspace. But then when the workspace was gone, let's say March, April, May, we weren't closed, but a lot of people chose to work from home and stay at home, which was the right move. And if people have that option, they're able to stay safe and ensure that we have, continued measure of public health. Like, we totally understand. We're going to be here. We're going to be ready for people once we can all safely gather together and create a new normal. But, I think what's cool about this is you're connecting people in the digital world. Whereas I see that again as this both and.
Right.
We need to have physical space. I think companies will still generally need spaces to gather.
Sure.
Now, over the next 6 months, 12 months, and into the future,
right. That's
they need to be convening spots. Yeah, right. Like, that's my biggest read on this COVID-19 is I think the majority of people are doing the best that we possibly can. I mean, obviously I'm wearing my mask around my neck. Even if they are not worried about potentially contracting the virus, even though this virus is serious, they are trying to do their best to not be a part of the community spread. And we're doing our best here, obviously with requiring masks and cleaning all of our spaces, all of the different CDC procedures. But you allow us, and your team allows us, to not only just connect to that culture. I've always loved your language. I'm not sure if this is you or this is just a part of, a network of relationships that you have. But, again, I think a lot of people are like, okay, I found a like-minded person.
Right.
But I think the intersection of like-minded and like-hearted is a huge part of why you and I connect on a personal level, but also professionally. And what I think this partnership brings, not just to the loading dock community, but really is a pilot for our greater Triangle community. And who knows, I'm not trying to make sure that this is a global network, but one day, maybe. I mean, you could do it. International Man of Mystery. I don't know what's on that shirt, but it looks like a maple leaf, and you and I are Canadian. So I'm down for the maple leaf shirt.
Oh, man. No, that's so well said. And the like-hearted piece is key because it's diversity. I don't want like-minded around me all the time. I want people who are about the same type of things or have similar focus on making a difference in the world. That's the piece. Oh man. Well, I'm excited to meet more of the loading dock people, and welcome from the bottom of my heart. Can't wait to have you in the Commonwealth. Enjoy. Any questions, send them Clark's way, because Clark answers all the questions.
Yep. No, that's wrong. No, I'm kidding. I would love to, again, Loading Dock members, you'll see more promotional stuff from us, from Justin. Justin and Dave are a treasure trove of information, resources, connections. Again, I'm speaking for you. You can correct me if I'm wrong. We dream about people first, but professional relationships matter too. And so the both and of the people to people and the business to business matters to us and matters to this connection. So we're here for everybody. Our goal is to serve and care for folks. And that's how we're going to continue to move this forward and really make the Triangle a great place to be a neighbor, full stop, and then also a great place to do business that is impacting a lot of people's lives.
Yes, that's it, man. Thank you.
Dude, look,
so much love, brother.
Jimmy Jones just got a promo in our thing too. That's so fast, you'll freak, bro.
Wow.
They're coming. Hey, we can maybe have a promo like that, like connect.
Could we reverse sponsor them in? Like, could we say, hey, you are in our video, you should pay.
Would they pay?
I don't know. We'll work on it.
Sponsored? Is there going to be something where I'm going to be like, right here, you can coupon code? Are you going to do that?
Probably not.
Okay. Anyways.
All right. All right, man. Love you, Clark.
Love you, brother. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye.